Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Mac. This is Let's Play the Glitch Fairy. In the last episode we made our way through Spillane Castle and then we got to this guy. He has a lot to say about Princess Archenemy, so I decided to cut the episode there and see what we have now. Chit chat. Tell me about her childhood. As a royal kid, she didn't have a typical childhood. Being homeschooled unfortunately prevented her from making friends. On the bright side, not having other kids to play with gave her a lot of time to study. She spent almost every minute of her free time reading books about art and science. She was quite invested in those classes. Art? I never would have guessed she was into it. Are you sure we're talking about the same princess? Never judge a book by its cover, they say. My little princess has always been creative. She was always building stuff. Sandcastles, clay animals, little wooden dolls, paper boats, you name it. I'd often take her to the market to get supplies for her little projects. Even with the princess's sheltered life, I think she had a happy childhood. I'm sure she did. She sounded like a great uncle. Thank you, little fairy. I needed to hear this. Who were her parents? You want to know more about her parents? I'm sure you already know their names. King Attilio and Queen Marja, the best leaders of the Spillane Kingdom has ever had. I could tell you a lot about my big bro Attilio, but I can't say the same for his wife. We haven't spoken much, unfortunately. She was always busy travelling between our continent and her home island. However, one day she didn't return from her usual trip across the ocean. I was the one who had to break the news to our young princess. Toughest thing I ever did. As for her father, he was a great leader, a wonderful brother, and an even better father. Spillane had been at war for decades before he took the throne. Might be hard to believe, but Attilio united the whole continent without ever resorting to violence. He was a real diplomat. Annabelle was the leader of Sugartown back then. I still wonder what the king said to convince her to make our village part of the kingdom. Unfortunately, 10 years after the queen disappeared, tragedy struck the royal family again. The king fell ill only a few days after the princess's 19th birthday. He contracted a rare disease that made him weaker by the day. The doctors worked tirelessly to find a cure. They discovered a rare mythical fruit supposedly capable of curing any illness. The problem was it could only be found on the very top of Snowfall Mountain. A group of soldiers was sent to retrieve the fruit, but they never returned. Determined to save her father no matter what, the princess snuck out at one night, stole a horse, and travelled to the mountain by herself. She wasn't allowed out of the city, and a farmer spotted her leaving. He rushed to the castle to warn us, and we immediately started preparing a team to go find her. We didn't tell the king, as worrying would certainly worsen his condition. Alas, he must have heard us because he went after her himself while we were organizing the expedition. Now I'll let you in on a little something, since you might never have set foot on that crazy mountain. A cursed mountain. It's crazy to even think of going there alone. It's beyond cold and riddled with dangerous beasts. Oh no, he was ill. He shouldn't have gone by himself. I know, my big bro was always too courageous for his own good. Nevertheless, he raced to the mountain and managed to arrive there just in time to see his little princess surrounded by a pack of ferocious ice wolves. He stepped in before the savage animals had a chance to attack his daughter. Despite his illness, he managed to send the horde running, but was gravely injured in the process. As soon as the last wolf was out of sight, the king collapsed onto the snow. The princess tried to carry him, but her frail arms couldn't lift her imposing father. To make matters worse, a snowstorm was brewing, and their horses fled during the chaos. She had a tough choice to make. Either stay by his side and hope for a miracle, or leave before the wolves returned. I can't even imagine how that must have felt. A day later, she stumbled back into town without my brother. I still remember her face. She looked devastated. Sorry, could you come back later? I think I need a little break. I promise I'll tell you the rest next time you come by. I mean, I don't want to replay this level multiple times just to get the full story, but I kind of have to. I mean, I'll give him a little bit. Okay, that's enough. What happened after that? Where were we? Oh right, so my little princess came back to town without my brother. Before we could speak a word to each other, the council and dozens of guards stormed us and took her to safety. It was rude and insensitive to split us like that, but it was standard procedure, you know. Your leader returned home after going missing for a day. I get that you want to make sure she was okay. I assumed they would have had a doctor check her after, but the bastards took her to the interrogation room instead. They questioned her about her father's disappearance. She was still in shock, so her answers were all over the place. I'm sure that's why they wanted to interrogate as soon as she returned. They wanted her to look suspicious. Why, you might ask? Because they had the nerve to accuse her of luring her father to the mountain and killing him. That's awful! Why would they do that to their princess? One reason. It was an easy way to climb the ranks. If the princess was found guilty, she would be exiled, then one of the new council members would be the new king. If they took her to the royal court, she'd undoubtedly lose since she had no proof she was innocent. They offered her a deal. If she shared her political power equally with every council member, they would all vouch for her innocence during the trial. That kind of power split would be even better for them than choosing a new king, because it would bypass the infighting. Share her political power equally? What does that mean? That every member of the council would have the same amount of weight as the princess when it came to decision making. They'd have to approve everything she proposed before becoming official. They would rule the kingdom in the shadows, making the princess nothing but a puppet. Really? That sounds like an awful deal. She refused, I assume? Of course she did. So they took her to court, where she was quickly found guilty of murder. Luckily, an sentence of exile requires a unanimous decision, and one council member voted against it. Me. That's right, I was a council member back then. I might have prevented her exile, but she was still sentenced to life in prison, and I couldn't do anything about it. Actually, that very cell there was hers for the longest time. Getting emotional. I might need to stop here for now. Come back later and I'll tell you more. It's possible that the game actually at some point made you have to keep leaving and coming back to get the full story, which I understand does make sense given the setting, but also it's a bit cheeky to make your players replay a bunch of times. I'd have to look through previous updates to know if that's actually a thing though. Can you tell me more, please? Like I was saying, the princess was wrongfully sentenced to life in prison for supposedly murdering her father. The council told her the deal was still on the table and they had to make sure she'd be out of jail in a day if she accepted their terms. I'm confused. Why would they offer her a deal to let her out? Why didn't they just take her place on the throne? They couldn't. The law states that as long as the royal heir is on Spillani's land, no one can take their place on the throne. The whole government had to shut down while she was incarcerated. That's why they wanted to exile her so bad. Now that this plan had failed, their only hope to power was to make her accept their scam of a deal. And oh, did they try. They visit her prison every day, offering her mountains of gold, fancy clothes, rare animals, and other rich people knickknacks. In addition to her freedom, of course, if she signed their deal. But no matter how hard they tried or how much stuff they brought, my little princess turned them down every single time. I see. Does that mean she stayed in prison for a long time? At least you work here so she had someone to talk to, right? She did indeed stay for a while. Almost 2 years, in fact. And no, I wasn't working here back in the day. I visited her as much as I could, but a month after her incarceration, I was sent far away from the kingdom to fight a stupid war that should never have happened. Traveling back to Spillane was out of the question, and we couldn't receive personal mail on the battlefield. For 22 months, I only heard from her in council reports I got every week. Reports, huh? Let me guess, they were about their bribes with the princess? That's right. They stated in detail how the princess had shut them down over and over again. Week after week it was the same thing. However, one day I got a very different letter. That's when things took an unexpected turn. But we've been talking for a while and the next part will be a bit lengthy, so let's take a little break and we'll talk more later. Oh, not used to having so much dialogue in these games, huh? Excuse me while I take a brief drink of water. Okay, let's go. What was the letter about? As I said last time, on one sunny morning I got an unexpected report out of the blue. Contrary to the hundreds I previously read over the past few years, this one stated that the princess had finally accepted the council's deal. She would soon be released from prison. I still remember it like it was yesterday. On every street corner, bards were singing about the princess had been found innocent. People all over the land rejoiced she would soon be back on the throne. I was summoned to a council reunion to fill out some paperwork to make the princess's return official. Finally, good news! That's what I thought. I couldn't wait to see my little princess again after all this time. When I arrived at the royal table, everyone was there except her. The other council members tried to talk to me about the deal, about how we had won, blah blah blah. I didn't pay attention. I was way too excited to see my niece to care about their political schemes. Then the door opened abruptly and the room became dead silent. A few knights stepped in, followed by the princess. She changed so much. The last time I'd seen her, my little princess was an energetic, elegant, soft-spoken young lady. But the woman who walked in was anything but that. She was imposing, stoic, cold. She didn't address us at all. She just signed some papers and left. I wondered why she didn't greet me. Maybe she didn't recognize her old uncle. I quickly followed her outside and tapped on her shoulders. She turned, looked me in the eye, and told me to return to my post. Her calculated, monotone voice was mixed with anger in her eyes, left me speechless. I didn't know what to say. I just watched her walk away with her knights. Oh. We'd met a few times in the months that followed, but never talked much. The council meetings became unbearable to sit through. Seeing my niece get shut down every time she proposed something was so hard, while those disgusting snobby rats got everything they wanted. Even though she kept her composure, I could see that the whole ordeal was taking a toll on her morale. I couldn't bring myself to watch my little princess be humiliated like that anymore. In a moment of cowardly weakness, I decided to leave the council. I know I should have stayed and supported her, and I will always hate myself that I didn't. At least I gave my share of political power back to her. Before I left the last meeting, I asked her why she had suddenly accepted the council's deal after refusing so many times. What made her change her mind? She pointed at a village on the giant Spillane map hung on the wall of the meeting room. Sugar Town. This tiny village had recently declared independence, which meant the Spillane Kingdom no longer occupied the whole continent. Seeing that, the other regions could follow Sugar Town's initiative and try to disassociate from the kingdom too. The council tried to negotiate with the village's leader. They did everything they could get them to rejoin us, but no avail. I'm sure you're aware that uniting the whole continent under the Spillane Kingdom was the king's life work. That's why the princess accepted their deal. She wanted to get Sugar Town back under our flag no matter what. There's no way the princess had let her precious father's legacy become tarnished. She'd do anything to protect it, even if it meant becoming the council's puppet. That's when our story began. I understand how she feels, but we don't want rules in our village. All these laws and trade stuff only made living in Sugar Town worse. We need to be free. I wish she'd understand that. We haven't talked again since that day. I'm sure the little princess I knew is still inside that tough shell somewhere. Well, thanks for listening to me ramble on for this long. I have to go check on the prisoners now. Feel free to stop by whenever you feel like it. Take care. Yeah, you can see that Monie's feeling a touch guilty about that. one more thing to ask. Well, actually, two more things, my bad. How old is she? That's a simple question that deserves a short and sweet answer. She's turning 25 in April. Now, before you ask me, I don't know her height, weight, or blood type. However, I do know that she loves pears, her favorite color is blue, that she has her pet rabbit named Watson. She was also terrified of birds when she was a kid, is a fabulous pianist, and spends most of her evenings reading technology books and lifting weights in her room. That was a short one, but you got a lot of interesting extra details. Tell me more about yourself. You really want to know about old Boro? There's not much to say. I'm just an old guy who wants to see his niece happy. That's it? Well, do you have any hobbies? Hobbies? Does talking count? I love talking. Oh, and I make little dolls out of gold clothes and straw. It keeps my mind occupied during my own dull work days. Speaking of which, would you like one? A free doll? Wow, thank you. Take good care of it. It'll take good care of you. Learn more about Princess Spillane. And now we can dress up on... Ooh. That would be insult to injury, wouldn't it? Beating up Spillane with a doll of herself. Ah, dang it. We don't have any glitch beam left. Oh boy, this reminds me of Frogger, one of the first video games. Well, I guess that was more a computer game, but it was a very, very difficult game. And one of the hardest levels was Uncanny Crusher, which had crushing walls kind of like this, although they also had spikes on them. Not worth it. Oh, I didn't realize there was a doll there. Well, that wasn't a very difficult to find amethyst, was it? Wait, what did I do wrong? Oh. I was supposed to go off the right of this screen, duh. Okay, yeah, we glitched that up, so... You keep doing what you're doing, mate. These portraits. It wouldn't surprise me if this is a fan art put in the game with permission, because I do see a signature in that picture there. That'd be kinda nice. Oh boy, I get the feeling I'm gonna have to redo this one because it looks like there's missable switches. Well, at least there wasn't anything to miss that time, I guess. Oh! There was a spring on that one, and I wasn't ready for it. Oh. I guess I can't talk to this Ellison shop. This does not look safe! Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Katani! I know. I'm sorry, I can't resist, treasure. As you may have guessed, I'm here because I got a tip that there was something valuable hidden in Spillane Castle. You have a problem. It's a miracle you got this far without getting hurt. You need to get out of here right now. I will, after I find it. I'll go get it. You stay here, don't move an inch. I swear, you humans are the greediest creatures on the planet. Yeah, wait, here, before you go here, I got a tip. Ceilings are good liars. Stay safe out there. Oh, there was a switch, huh? Is there some... Okay, I'm going to just step across here. So we're really close. Also, I'm about to die. I was going to save this, but... Okay, we can use charge shot to hit there. Oh wow, that was just a coin bag, really? Thought it was going to be something more interesting. Wait, we can move it down. The thing is, with it beeping, it makes it seem like it's not the treasure. Wait, where was the lyre ceiling? How did you get past all my guards that quickly? Your 10 knights have got nothing on me. I've defeated your stupid army like 1,000,000 times already. You should know what to expect by now, bird brain. Something isn't adding up, but it doesn't matter. Do you remember how things ended the last time we fought? Do you seriously want to do this again? Just be reasonable for once and surrender. You cheated, that's why you won. But guess what? I brought my own cheat this time. Let's end this, Badassia. Oh, you stop that. And now it's the bombs. Yeah, I had a feeling that would happen. I mean, I only had one hit left or so. Why is there a coin there? Do you see this is pointless? You can't win. Oh, I ran out of glitch beam, didn't I? Darn it, I was so sure I could do it. Don't listen to Badassia, she's just a big dummy. Yeah, you can do it, we believe in you. Brownie, Blondie? We're here to help, Monie. You might be strong, but everyone needs support sometimes. And about Dentel? You guys came all the way to help me? You've truly got the best friends in the world. A fairy infestation? I thought I told Viren to reinforce the windows. I knew I should have done it myself. Thank you, everyone. I can't lose now that you're all here with me. Vidacia, you're going down. Ooh, this one is the... I feel like I can do most of this, but the one that I struggle with is the dash, because there just doesn't seem to be a safe place to stand. Oh wait, this is new. Oh, that one I was not ready for. There's no quick way past these cutscenes, I guess. Two, three. Thank you, I hate dealing with this attack. Oh, yeah, that one actually really depends on your positioning, because if you're in the wrong place, then the bomb's just gonna hit you from above. There's no invincibility frames on the dash. Whether I dodged that one seems to be completely down to luck. feel like this one actually would be good to have the boomerang attack for, but I feel like it should give a warning about... Oh, come on. Man, this fight just keeps going. But then if you can't fly, then that would actually make for a pretty... Okay, I'm gonna try something this time. Nope, that didn't work at all. I thought I could figure out, I could look at the patterns on the floor to figure out where the safe place to stand in is, but that didn't work at all. Got a bit too greedy there. This is actually quite tricky, so it's a very good thing I decided to split the episode up with that story segment, because I definitely wouldn't have been able to... We'd already be going an over hour thanks to this boss fight. Oh wait, I can shoot the bombs? Oh dear. Okay, this part isn't so bad as long as you're patient. Please stop! Oh man, I was so worried that I'd take a hit and lose all that progress again. How did you do that? What was that otherworldly magic you used to turn off my energy shield? You'll never know. Now tell me where the skull is, you big oaf. I don't know. I gave it back to its owner since I have no use for it. They left the castle a few hours before you got here. That's just great. Now I have to run after another selfish evil bad guy. Where did they take this stupid thing? They were headed to Forest Noir. Look, Monie, I know giving up isn't your forte, but you should just forget about this and all go home. Fairies who travel to that forest never return. Don't tell me what to do. I'm going. You better stay out of my way. Guards, lock the doors and stay on high alert. I'm going out for a while. I never thought I'd need a break this bad in my life. Walking is hard. I can't believe everyone came all the way from Sugartown to lend me a hand. I'm glad they didn't insist on following me on my adventure though. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if they got hurt helping me. Speaking of hurt, I'm surprised I'm not being attacked here. I always expected Bodacia's town to be full of weapons, knights and scared villagers. I honestly never would have guessed it was this joyful. Why are they so carefree? I'd be horrified if I had Bodacia as a leader. That's it, she must be forcing them to act happy. On the other hand, they don't seem to be faking at all. Oh, maybe she only acts good when she's around them. Wait, no, I don't think Bodacia could act to save her life. I'm overthinking it. Maybe her citizens really do like her. What if they agree with her about conquering Sugartown? Would that make them my enemies? Gosh, I hope not. They all look like good people. All this thinking is squeezing my brain dry. I want cotton candy now. I'll go get some before I head to Forest Noir. Need lots of sugar in my system to blast my way through that place. Okay, that's that then. Until next time guys, take care. I'll see you all around. I wonder where that treasure was though. I am going to have to do quite a bit of backtracking because, well, ancient medals.